Hello and welcome to the Watching Star Wars podcast, a podcast of friends watching Star Wars. That's what we said, right? Podcast of friends watching Star Wars. So we're gonna watch the Star Wars movies together. We're gonna watch the Star Wars movies together, and we wanted to invite you guys to join with us. And starting tonight with the Phantom Menace. Before we started, I just want to go around real quick to introduce ourselves and just ask everyone to share their earliest Star Wars memory. So whoever wants to kick us off, what's your first earliest Star Wars memory?
Hi, I'm Daniel. My earliest Star Wars memory is getting the Phantom Menace on VHS from Costco. And after that, I watched the movies 1 and then 2 and 3 we watched in the theaters. And then after that, we got for Christmas, we got like the VHS set of 4, 5, and 6. So that was my first Star Wars and then my Star Wars story.
Prequels first.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Sarah, and my history with Star Wars started with VHS as well from the library, and Return of the Jedi was my first Star Wars episode. It's great.
I'm Alex. It's funny, Return of the Jedi was also my first memory.
Wow.
And I watched it on VHS with my dad. And it was the part where Luke battles the Rancor. And my dad told us to close our eyes because it was too scary. And I had all these crazy, visions in my mind of what was happening on the screen. And then when we disobeyed him later and watched it without him knowing, it was much scarier in my mind than what was actually on the screen. So I just pictured the scariest thing I could, but that was my first earliest memory.
That's awesome. I have a feeling Carly's is not as sneaky or.
I watched them on DVD first, which tells you that I was a lot older than everybody else. I finally got to watch them, and we started with episode 5. So
Oh, that's
Really?
I
random.
definitely started.
Wow.
Yeah, we did not watch them chronologically at all.
Were you super confused about what was happening when, or not really?
Yeah. Well, it kind of made sense, but kind of didn't. It was confusing. But it worked out.
So
We watched them all eventually.
the Vader reveal was not that big of a deal at all. You're like, oh, the plot progresses. Turns out this guy's his
Well,
father.
I mean, you guys knew. I guess I knew all the spoilers.
Yeah.
Still possible.
Dana, did you know the spoilers?
He's become one with the Force.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you learn the spoilers naturally, like the Vader reveal and all that kind of
I
stuff?
did,
that
yeah.
blow?
I didn't.
Wow.
Well, no, that's not true. I did know that Anakin was Darth Vader because the friends at school who had seen the other ones.
Oh,
But
they
it was
ruined
much more impactful to watch him become Darth Vader.
Mm.
And then it kind of sucked to see the old school Darth Vader after seeing the amazing end of Episode 3, where they just unveiled the Darth Vader, and then in Episode 4 he's just not that threatening. I don't know.
Dude, that's crazy, man. No, I had no clue when I watched it. Well, I guess I'll start with my earliest Star Wars memory. So first, it was VHS also. I think we rented it from Blockbuster. And my parents were gonna just show it to us. So it was mine. I started with Episode 4, the original Star Wars. And I remember thinking this is gonna be the coolest, most epic thing I'm ever gonna watch. And then after I watched that, we weren't allowed. We had to watch it with our parents for a little while until my parents got tired of watching it with us. Then they introduced us to Episode 5, and then they said we could watch Episode 4 by ourselves, but not Episode 5. Then we watched Episode 6, and they said we could watch Episodes 4 and 5 by ourselves, but not Episode 6. But the Vader reveal, this was like pre-social media. I hadn't seen, what was it, Tommy? I think Tommy Boy, they have the I Am Your Father giveaway, and so I hadn't seen that. So, like, yeah, I had no clue. No clue at all.
Wow.
It just, like, it, like, wrecked me. I was like,
Little
his
Josh.
dad, yeah, his dad chopped his arm off?
Wow.
That was what I thought. Like, how could his dad do that to him? What about you?
I'm Sabrina, and my first Star Wars memory was lying on his couch when we were dating and him showing them to me and falling asleep because I was like, this is. It was like which one did we watch first? I don't remember, but I remember being really let down by the
You
animation.
probably watched the prequels.
Yeah, and then I was really let down by the animation in 4, 5, and 6. I was like, why is Yoda a puppet? Like, this looks terrible.
1999.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
fell
that's
asleep on the
right.
couch.
Yeah, we watched them. We watched them in that order because she knew the Darth Vader reveal, but she didn't know that Anakin was Darth Vader. So I thought it would be a better twist to watch 1, 2, and 3 and see Anakin become Darth Vader, and then watch 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, so those were our early Star Wars memories. So now, just quickly before we start the movie, what is your impression of Star Wars today? Just in general, what's your today impression of Star Wars?
Tiresome.
That's a
Tiresome.
good one.
Okay, Carly, why don't we stick with you guys?
I like the Star Wars world. I haven't actually. I've watched 1 through 3, but I've only watched them each one.
Wow.
I don't remember them that well. But I like the world. I like the realm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who would say they like the world more than they like the execution of the world. I think there's a lot of people who would like, whoa, someone's starting this out. What I think, like I'm like Alex has called me a fanatic. I like love everything Star Wars. I've seen all the movies. I've seen the Clone Wars. I've seen Rebels. I haven't read any of the canon books. I've read some of the Legend books back when I was a teenager.
Oh gosh.
We're in deep,
That's
buddy.
far. It seems like you're in the wrong podcast then.
What about you?
So, needless to say, my love for Star Wars has blossomed since the days
Blossom.
of falling asleep on Josh's couch because I was so bored. I really like Star Wars now. I watched Clone Wars with him and Rebels. I'm reading one of the books right now. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Whoa.
So she's
Wow.
actually consumed more canon content than me. She hasn't watched it as many times, but
Wow.
more quantity. That's crazy.
Sheesh.
What about the Lopez's?
Yeah, dude.
I guess I think of Star Wars the way I think about superhero, like the Marvel universe,
Ugh, I hate that.
where it's been like it used to be really cool and like a little bit nerdy but cool, and now it's been franchised, so it's like they just sell the crap out of it, you know, lightsaber shaped ice molds and you know Star Wars wings at Disney World, and like it's become like very pandering as well. Whereas, like, I feel like the stories in the past would challenge some things about the way we view the world and, like, what right and wrong would be and what it looks like to fight for something you believe in. And I feel like they're still doing that to some extent, but it's more like they want to be very careful now to, like, adjust it to make sure that it makes everybody happy because it has to be commercial. So that's how I view it now, where it's like a little bit disappointing because it's so commercial.
I don't know. I kind of have to like. I get what you're saying about that, but for me, I just feel like Star Wars has its own eras, and it depends on what kind of Star Wars you're going for. Whether it was the original 3, like in like the chronological order of when it was made, I feel like that era of Star Wars is very nostalgic for me, and that's my
Mhm.
favorite. That's my favorite part of the Star Wars series.
That's valid.
And then of course there's the newer ones, the three that like with like Anakin and everyone, and then now the newer content. I don't know. It just kind of depends, because like yeah, you can call it a sellout, but is the whole thing a sellout? No, not really. I think during when it was made, it was so impactful for just cinema, and I don't know. I really enjoyed the whole Star Wars content, and I'm all for it. I mean, I grew up reading some of the books, and we were big Star Wars buffs growing up in my house. So this is gonna be. I don't think I've actually watched all of it through since I was really little. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I am too. Okay, and then quickly, like super fast, lightning round. What's your impression of the Phantom Menace before we watch it?
Love it. It's one of my favorites.
Is that sarcasm?
No, me, genuinely.
Okay.
I was cackling for no
No.
reasons.
Okay, 10 seconds. I think the Phantom Menace is the second best one in that early 2000s trilogy.
Out
I
of
think
the three?
yes, I think 2 is the best, 1 is the second best.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my.
2 is the best?
Yeah, 2 is the best.
No, it's
Why?
like literally, ugh. No.
Yeah.
He loves the
No.
love story.
Yeah. It's because it's elevated. You got to be smart to get it.
Oh, shut up.
Oh my god!
Crush on Leia. Let's be honest.
It's
It's
a
Natalie
Natalie
Portman,
Portman. Yeah, it's a Natalie Portman thing. That's kind of embarrassing,
He's not denying it.
dude. He just loves the dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
You're like, what dialogue?
it just takes him away. He can't handle
Flying
it.
bird lands on dock, footsteps and rain on platform.
Okay,
Dude,
Alex
that
and
is a
Carly.
shocker. It's pretty bad.
Oh, harsh.
Wow.
It doesn't make much sense.
Wow, I feel like you were setting the stage.
It's
about
not
Carly?
as bad as Attack of the Clones. I can't.
I hate that one. That one's hard. I'm gonna struggle through that one.
Attack of the Clones is like the worst one there is.
No.
Oh, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. I feel like the Phantom Menace has a little bit of redeeming qualities. There's a couple things that are cool. I can't think of anything that's cool in the in Attack of the Clones. Did I say Attack of the Clones first? The Phantom Menace. Has
We
a
knew what
couple
you were
redeeming
saying.
Qualities.
We knew what you were saying.
Okay.
Okay, Carly, where are you at?
I've only seen it once, so I kind of don't have an opinion. I don't remember it.
She hates it.
She's just trying to stay humble.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I would say like I do think 2 is my least favorite. Attack of the Clones is my least favorite. I would say Phantom Menace is not up there. I would say it's in the bottom half for sure for me. But I mean, Darth Maul is fantastic. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a lightning round, but I think it sets itself up. Okay, this is what the Phantom Menace is like. Okay, the Phantom Menace is like the 7th grader that everyone loves to just kind of make fun of and like punch in the face because he has glasses, but it's not really that bad. He's not actually the 7th grader. People like to think like it is, but it's not. It's not actually. I think it's a lot better than most people give it credit for. What do you think?
I don't really remember it that well. It's been a long time since I've seen this one, but I'm really excited to see what goes on with Darth Maul after watching Clone Wars and Rebels now. I'm really excited to see that.
I will say that is like one of the best contributions of Clone Wars and Rebels is Darth Maul. But well, cool. Any last minute thoughts before we start?
I will like to say I haven't seen Phantom Menace in probably 15 years,
Wow.
so
This is gonna be good. Okay, guys.
I'll
So
probably
Been a while,
watch
yeah.
it and my thoughts may be completely different.
with copyright content for YouTube, they can only let us watch 10 minutes at a time. So we're gonna watch the first 10 minutes or so of this movie and then call it quits unless
Which is
someone
just
has
like
to
the
leave.
entry scroll of words.
Exactly. We're not gonna get too far. But anyone pause it whenever they want to, and we'll talk about whatever comes up. positive, negative, the good, the bad, the ugly, the cringe. Let's start.
You admit that there's cringe.
Dude, that old 20th Century
Okay,
Fox,
hold
I
on,
miss
hold
that.
on, hold on a second. I was just joking.
Oh, no, I was going to say, though, I miss 20th Century Fox in the Disney intros. I miss not having that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
nostalgia is
I haven't thought
strong.
about that. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Caesar must get his tax. Lord Disney must get his due. So.
Definitely the weirdest title. Taxation of traitor.
Okay, one thing I do like about this introduction is, and Qui-Gon Jinn says this, it's so trivial, the trade dispute's so trivial, is like when you picture the Jedi Knights, you don't know much about them, but when you picture them from the originals, 4, 5, and 6, you don't foresee them doing something like this. Like just going to like a trade dispute and kind of being mediating parties here. And it really sets you up, I think, for the Jedi to be underwhelming and not fulfilling their actual purpose in the universe, which I think is developed more in 2 and 3. Like they've really lost their way as keepers of the peace and bringing balance to the Force. They're not really the guardian, like the kinds of guardians that you expect based upon the originals.
That's very insightful.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm glad someone. That might be the only nice thing. That might be the only nice thing that anyone says to me the entire time. So thank you.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Captain.
I'm gonna try to not be that guy, but comparing this to the opening shot of Return of the Jedi, where you have the Imperial ship coming up to the new Death Star, and now you have this is the exact same shot. Now you have these guys coming up to the Trade Federation control ship. It's like poetry, it rhymes, right? In the words of George Lucas. I mean, come on, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like the opening and closing, like bookends, right? Of the original 6.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell them we wish to board at once.
With all due respect, the ambassadors for the Supreme Chancellor wish to board immediately.
Dude, the pilot bugs me.
Why is that?
Is he like a kid or something? Like what's happening?
That's true. I'll give you that.
Okay,
The ambassadors for the Supreme Chancellor wish to board immediately. I can't even give him the falsetto enough. You're right.
All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Yes, of course. As you know, our planet is perfectly legal, and we'd be happy to receive the ambassadors.
The blockade is perfectly legal.
he's kind of like playing the lines. I think. I don't think it's actually, or yeah, I don't know. Maybe it
Did
is.
they revisit that? Like there's some sort of law or something?
Well, I know they
I mean,
want.
they're debating it in Congress, but it seems like this would be illegal.
I don't know. Maybe it is legal.
Kind of weird.
I'm TC-14 at your service. This way, please.
So like the way they kind of shoehorn like the droids in, like Anakin builds C-3PO, right?
Yeah.
Why would he build it like according to the exact like specifications as like any other servant droid? Like how could he do that?
He made it to help Mom around the house.
I know, but like it would be like me building like a Tesla in my backyard.
Dude, he's a genius. He was conceived by the Force.
But you would just expect like the droid he builds to be more like, I don't know, not
Like a
exactly. No, but like a homemade thing. You know what I mean? Like something that like would be super original.
Dude, but 3PO, but like,
doesn't he say he takes him apart, puts him back together, or something like that? So it's
No,
already
I think
like.
he built them. I think he built them. I don't know.
We'll find that out.
We will find out.
Yeah, we'll pin in it.
Dude,
Dude,
it's nitpicky,
but think about like C-3PO has such a dysfunctional personality that you could probably attribute that to Anakin building him in the desert.
yeah, the personality of the droid, and that they would have just left it at that. But I feel like they always have to like have the exact same models everywhere they go. Like they had to make like 1 million R2D2s. They had to make 1 million C-3POs.
I get that, man.
Sorry, I'm being nitpicky. If I'm being nitpicky, just tell
Well,
me.
I mean, this is a droid designed for etiquette and protocol, right? It's a protocol droid, so like this is a very fitting place for a protocol droid to like mediate a negotiation between Coruscant and the Trade Federation.
So then maybe my issue is that they shouldn't have had Anakin build C-3PO.
I just think it's
why would Shmi want a protocol droid to help around the house? Why wouldn't she want like a vacuum?
A Roomba.
A burger flipper, like.
I don't know, like some droid that can do a bunch of stuff and not like C-3PO's hands seem very like unfit. I don't know, like it's just kind of weird.
I'll give you that. He's not really a chore droid. He's designed. He knows like 6 million forms of communication and.
Yeah.
Designed for etiquette and protocol, so I get that.
At what point in the whole series have you actually seen C-3PO pick up stuff and do anything really besides waddle around a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like he would be offended if you told him to like mop the floor.
You're like, I can speak 3 million languages. Yeah. He does have the bowcaster later on, though. He can hold a bowcaster, but I don't know if he holds anything else.
That's
a really
a
good
time
point.
for itself. That's a time. That's gonna be fun.
We are greatly honored by your visit, ambassadors. Make yourselves comfortable. My master will be with you shortly.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I don't sense anything.
It's not about the mission, Master. It's something
It's poetry.
Elusive.
Dude, it's made to look like Return of the Jedi. It's made to look like when they go into Jabba's palace, right? So you had the protocol droid, you had them walking in with their hoods up. But I will say this scene is super interesting for like setting up the Phantom Menace. Because like Obi-Wan says he feels something beyond what their mission is. Out there, elusive, that's evil, like stirring, which of course is Palpatine. Pulling the Phantom Menace.
Don't center on your anxieties, Obi-Wan. Keep your concentration here and now where it belongs.
But Master Yoda said I should be mindful of the future.
But not at the expense of the moment. Be mindful of the living force, young Padawan.
Yes, Master.
But that sets up Qui-Gon's character so well as being in the moment, aware of the living force, versus the Jedi more consumed with the cosmic force, viewing into the future, trying to understand, not living in the moment, and that's why Qui-Gon's so interested in what the force is doing right now. Like he trusts the force, he trusts the chance cube, he trusts the pod race, but the Jedi are very, very. I don't think the Jedi would say I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me, but I think Qui-Gon would.
Let that one sit for a minute.
Then why does he manipulate it
When does he manipulate the Force?
with the dice roll?
Oh, he does, doesn't he, with the chance cube? You're right.
And he tries to with Waldo, but Waldo, it doesn't work on him for some reason.
That's true. You're right. You're right. He's a rule breaker, you know.
He's
But you're
trusting
right.
in his own force.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, Master.
But dude, Anakin's just. I'm sorry, Obi-Wan's so like sassy right off the beginning. He's like calling out his master with, "Yeah, but Master Yoda says." But
But he keeps
Qui-Gon
like
just puts him in
sharing
his
his thoughts,
place.
and Qui-Gon like totally like gets all up in his business. He's like, I feel something weird, and Qui-Gon's like, shut up, dude. We're here to settle a trade dispute. Think about what's about to happen. We're about to talk to these people for
Dude,
hours.
but that's what the Jedi don't do. That's why they don't train Anakin. Is like they're not focused on the now. They're not focused on what the living force is doing, and Qui-Gon is.
Mm.
How do you think this trade viceroy will deal with the Chancellor's demands?
These Federation types are cowards. The negotiations will be short.
What? What did you say?
The ambassadors are Jedi Knights, I believe.
I knew it. They're here to force a settlement.
Distract them. I will contact Lord Sidious.
So they were trying to be Jedi Knights in disguise.
No, I don't think so.
So they're like surprised that they send Jedi.
Yeah. And they were wearing the robes.
So that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think they saw them. Like the Viceroy didn't see them.
No, I know that, but like they must not. They didn't tell him there's many Jedi's. They
Yeah, I
weren't
guess
trying to
not.
hide.
I guess not. No. I mean, they're coming from Coruscant.
It's funny they were surprised by it.
Yeah.
Are you brain dead? I'm not going in there with two Jedi.
Are you brain dead?
Send a droid.
That is a great insult. I'll keep that in my repertoire.
Is it in our nature to make us wait this long?
No, I sense an unusual amount of fear that something is tripping with this trade dispute.
What is it? This scheme of yours has failed, Lord Sidious. The blockade is finished. We dare not go against the Jedi.
Viceroy, I don't want this stunted slime in my sight again. This turn of events is unfortunate. We must accelerate our plans. Begin landing our troops.
My lord, is that legal?
I will make it legal.
And the Jedi?
The Chancellor should never have brought them into this. Kill them immediately.
Yes, my lord. As you wish.
Okay, so he's the chance. So why did he send them there to kill them?
I don't. I'm very confused.
He must have, because he was saying like that the Chancellor shouldn't have done that, but he's Chancellor.
Well, I guess if
So-
they die, then that would speed up his plan to send in the clone army, right? Like that would convince him
But is
to
he
form it.
Chancellor yet? He's not Chancellor yet.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
You're exactly
He's
right.
Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. He's not a Chancellor yet. He'll become Chancellor later.
Oh.
Bam.
Who's
Sarah's
the
right.
chancellor?
Politics, man.
It's
Who's the
Valorum.
Chancellor?
Valorum is Chancellor
Oh.
because they do
So
the
he
vote
sends
of confidence.
Jedis, so he sends 2 Jedis to settle the trade disputes. Sidious doesn't see that coming for some reason, even though he's part of the Senate. Is surprised that they sent 2 Jedis. And then he says that the best thing to do is to kill them
Yep.
and then invade Naboo.
Exactly.
Yep, I think that's what's happening.
Seems effective.
But I will say that's a great introduction to Palpatine. Because the only time we've seen him before this is for a moment in 5 and then in 6. That was a great introduction to him. He's just so terrifying immediately.
Captain, look!
Okay, say what you want to about CGI. Those are some practical effects right there in that explosion. That looked really good.
I will say those lightsabers look a little bit anemic. A little skinny.
Yeah. Wasn't it later that he added weight to them
Or
something like that?
Well, in like episode 4, George Lucas directed it, and he told the actors for Obi-Wan and Darth Vader to pretend like the lightsabers weighed 50 pounds. And then when they filmed Empire Strikes Back, he told Luke and Vader to pretend like they were. I think he told them to pretend like they weighed 30 pounds, so like the style is a little bit more free. And then Return of the Jedi, he said 20 pounds. And then for these, he said pretend like they weighed 10 pounds. So like they moved them a lot more freely in these.
That's very clever. I didn't realize they put so much work.
I guess one thing that is really confusing to me is like their plot to kill the Jedi. Like, if you're trying to kill the 2 Jedi who are the more like dangerous guys that you're trying to kill, why would you blow their ship up without them in it?
So they can't escape, I guess?
Yeah, you want them to escape.
But I mean, like, now they know that they're trying to kill them. Like, why would you worry about the ship? Why wouldn't you just kill the 2 more dangerous people first and then blow the ship up?
Well, I get because they're about to release the gas, right? So it's probably happened like around the same time. And
I
they
can't wait to talk about the gas, dude. Noxious gas that you can see. Okay, so obviously the effectiveness of a poisonous gas that you can see is immediately called into question, right?
But the effectiveness of a poisonous gas you can't see in a movie is also very low.
It's all about a movie. It's a movie, man. So like Star Wars is not science fiction. Star Wars is space fantasy. So like it's more about how you feel.
I know, but it's gotta like be realistic, like realistic space fantasy.
I'm actually saying the opposite of that.
Okay,
like,
all right, okay.
This is a movie where
what toxic gas?
Doesn't need to be. What?
Like tear gas is very visible, and we've killed a ton of people with tear gas.
All right, so here's my second issue then. Why do they open the door so fast? Like, why not just like leave the doors shut for 3 hours?
I don't know, man. But
I'm sorry.
But
I feel like
I will
a jerk.
say,
I feel like I'm a total jerk right now.
But I will say, this is a movie where
Fitzroy was left off.
that is a great line. But this is a movie where spaceships explode and there's fire in outer space, right?
Okay, I know, but those are things within the realm of like the believability. Like, okay, we're gonna grant certain liabilities, or not liabilities, but certain ramifications or certain freedoms to the storytelling. But then it's like, okay, I just am not compelled by a gas that's gonna kill you that you can see. Or just that method of trying to assassinate them. There could be so many different assassination attempts.
Wait, you're okay with lightsabers and Jedis, but you're not okay with gas.
I'm okay with it existing. I'm just not okay with the story, like the the story using it to try to assassinate them. It's just not effective. It's not like it's just
But-
kind of they're just the enemies are so dumb at that point.
Really short movie if it was.
Then you
Roll
have to
credits.
question. Then you have to question the need for it in the story. Then why do you even need the gas?
Well, they have talked several times about how fearful they are. They're much more fearful than normal, so maybe it was like they were trying to kill them without actually having to make contact with them. So,
But then like why do they immediately open the doors?
yeah, that's
Dude,
pretty dumb.
it's just a story.
Okay, I'm
man.
sorry. Go
You're
ahead.
Basically,
All right, move on.
no, it's like when there's a villain and they have to have a whole speech before they kill the hero, so the hero has a chance to kill him
I know,
first.
but I have a problem with that
most
stuff
people are
too.
like, why
Like,
didn't you just kill him?
I know.
Because it's a
That's
story.
it's not. It removes me from the realm, from the suspension of disbelief. Like I'm
Dude,
just like,
And what I'm
That doesn't-
saying is
not
that it
real.
shouldn't because of the genre. Like you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit in space fantasy in a way that you wouldn't in science fiction.
I guess the original trilogy doesn't make me do this as much. Maybe that's why I like the original trilogy.
Okay, I get that, man. I can respect that.
Okay, all right. And
I
I'm
d-
sorry. I won't
I will
bother you
say
much.
I don't know what he
Apologize.
means by destroy what's left of them. I don't know what
That's a
that
bad
means.
line.
That's so
It's
gruesome.
just bad writing, dude. It's just
This-
it's a bad dialogue.
They must be dead by now. Destroy what's left
It's
of
literally
them.
the gas has not had enough time to fill the room, and he says they
Dude,
must
he's
be
just telling
dead
them to
by
get rid
now.
of the evidence.
I mean, or
Yeah.
unless if destroy what's left of them has to do with just the fact like it's more of like a sleeping gas, and they're not actually dead. So now they're going in to send in droids. Maybe it's just like a sedative
Sure.
moment.
Yeah,
It's just getting
and
rid
like,
of the
why?
evidence.
Well, why wouldn't
It's
you?
just getting rid of
Why wouldn't
evidence.
you
No,
wait
but I'm
like an
saying like
hour
for Alex.
or 20 minutes or 5 minutes?
Dude, I do like
Because the
Daniel's.
gas works instantaneously, usually.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
But
Who's to say? No. Daniel
not play
has
it
two
safe?
good points. Wait. Daniel has two really good points. One, that we don't know what kind of gas this is, so maybe it is supposed to work instantaneously. That's a really good point, Daniel. Number two, it sounds like they're trying to cover up if the Jedi were even there in the first place. And they'll go into that later, so destroy what's left of them does make sense if they're trying to get rid of the evidence.
Wait. Okay, but they're trying to get rid of the evidence. The other people sent them. They're gonna.
Exploded the ship.
They just blew a ship up. Like
Dude,
they're
but-
not trying to be quiet.
But Palpatine will later say that the Jedi never showed up, right? Like, that's the story they go with, is the Jedi never showed up.
Yeah, but dude, they know they showed up. Like, where'd they go?
Okay, so we've established that the
Okay,
bad guys
go
are
ahead.
stupid.
Yes, the bad guys are stupid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we accept that. It's like
Sabrina's
it's
gonna
like
try to
if
keep...
Javert was
The Trade
dumb.
Federation
If
is
Javert
never
was dumb in Les Miserables, no, we wouldn't care about the story.
No, Sabrina's right.
Dude, you're just trying. You won't be happy until you find lizard people in the Jedi Council sending out orders, and like
Hey,
all the conspiracies
We're getting ahead of
end up
ourselves.
being true.
Hey, you're getting ahead of it a little bit, okay?
Destroy what's left of them.
You just can't live with conspiracy, can you?
Oh, dude. And these droids are so effective at everything.
They're my favorite ones, little shrimp ones.
Roger.
Okay, and another thing. Something that George Lucas does not do well is tone. To have like a super suspenseful scene and then to throw in a joke like that, it's just
Dude,
totally
but that's
ruined.
Star Wars, man.
It's
Star.
very
No, it's
Star
not.
Wars, yeah.
No, it's not the original trilogy, dude. It's not.
It is, man. It is.
It is before they cut it. Before his wife cuts it for him. I agree with you. Anyway, go ahead.
I love that part.
Mm-hmm.
Going on down there.
We're local transmissions.
You're surprised?
Jedi Knight before, sir.
Well, no, but I don't. Seal off the bridge.
Yes, sir.
That won't be enough, sir.
I want droidekas up here at once.
Yes, sir.
We will not survive this.
Close the blast doors.
George Lucas has a moment in the commentary for this, and he talks about how excited he was to have humans trying to break in on monsters behind a locked door versus monsters trying to break in on humans behind a locked door. I do think that's pretty cool. Like that's he kind of like giggles after he says it. Like, that's pretty smart. I think it's pretty cool.
That will hold them.
Is it? This is the first time we've seen two Jedi together too, right? Like fighting alongside each other. I don't think we saw that in any of the originals.
Yeah,
that's pretty epic.
They are still coming through. This is impossible. Where are those droid cars?
Very quotable.
Oh, I love
These are really cool. Mm-hmm.
Shield generators. To stand up. Let's go.
Dude, I'm sorry. Say what you will about the effects or whatever. The shots in this are amazing.
That's yeah.
Like,
mm-hmm.
The photography, the choreography, whoever set those frames, like it's gorgeous. Like it's so well done.
Their blue shields also are just a really good color, I think, in comparison to like this like the surrounding. It looks really good. I agree.
Yeah.
No much for droid cars.
Sir, they've gone up the ventilation shaft.
It's funny watching this again because I can't tell you what's gonna happen next. But every time I see something, I can see myself and my sisters like quoting it when it's happening. Like, they got out the ventilation shaft.
Dude, I had this memorized as a kid, like no question. I will say I think Mr. Plinkett's review is like whenever I see that one, whenever I see that one, where he says like, "What's wrong with your face?" Where is it? Let me see if I can find it here.
No much for droid cars.
Dude, it's gonna take everything within me not to quote Plink at the entire.
Like, what happened to this guy's mouth and eyes that they had to do this?
What's wrong with your face?
Ventilation shaft.
How did I not see that?
Dude, they're battle droids. They're dumb. That's kind of the point.
Battle droids.
Why is that the point, though? Hold on. Why is it cool to have enemies that are dumb?
Dude, that's part of that's part of Lucas's design. Like, there's like an interview of him and Steven Spielberg, and he's introducing Spielberg to the battle droids. Like, these things they're basically useless. Like, the Jedi just cut them down like if they have butter knives. They're nothing.
But why is that cool? Why is that the point?
I'm not saying it's no. I'm not saying it's cool, but it can be the point even if it's not
There's
cool.
always a theme in Star Wars that like humans are better than using droids. It's better to have actual real people in your army than droids.
Nature is better than technology,
right.
which is why the Ewoks beat the Empire. Which is why in the Rise of Skywalker they have like the charge on those horse things at the end because nature is better than technology. So you're right. That's why the Gungans beat the droids because nature is better than technology.
The Gungas?
Oh,
the
It's an odd play for the trade federations. We've got to warn the Naboo and contact Chancellor Valorum. Let's split up, stow aboard separate ships, and meet down on the planet.
You were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short.
He's like, shut up.
Dude, Obi-Wan's so sassy.
At last, we are getting results. Again, you come before us, Your Highness.
You will not be so pleased when you hear what I have to say, Viceroy. Your trade boycott of our planet has ended.
I was not aware of such failure.
I have word that the Chancellor's ambassadors are with you that you have been commanded to reach a settlement.
I know nothing of any ambassadors. You must be mistaken.
Beware, Viceroy.
See, Daniel's right. Destroy the evidence. That's what they're pretending like they were never there.
The Federation has gone too far this time.
Also, am I wrong that Keira Knightley plays the decoy?
Yes.
No, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're right.
Mind blown.
The Senate. You assume too much.
We will see.
She's right.
That's really cool. It always reminded me of Mario, that like where they jump through the
Yeah, the wall.
the wall, but then also like when he goes through and he becomes like a metal. Like wasn't that one of the ports? Like he jumps through and he becomes metal, and it looked like that.
Well,
Anyway,
every time
it
he
just
goes
reminded me
into
of
a level, it's on a portrait, and
Yeah.
the thing like wiggles like that every time you jump into it.
It just always reminded me of Mario.
Yeah, it would be awesome if every time they shot a droid, it'd be like, ka-ding,
Yeah, the Jedi like got bigger every time, or their lightsabers got bigger every time. They like hit a battle droid.
The Senate
It's
will
too
never.
late now.
Do you think she suspects an attack?
I don't know, but we must move quickly to discuss all communications down there.
Why are these guys Nigerian? I don't understand.
I know, dude.
What's with the accents? Like, it's like, oh, they're alien and foreign and monsters. Let's make them African. Like, it's so
Yeah,
weird.
dude.
Like, I don't know what's going on there, but it makes me a little bit uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
I'm not gonna
Sorry
make
to
a
point that
comment.
out. It's just, I don't like it.
And that's beautiful. I mean, for like
Beautiful.
2001,
I know.
no,
Look at that
1999. This was 1999.
Gorgeous.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like a computer generated image like that in 1999. Like that stands up to a lot of movies today, I would say. That looks really good. And it like puts them in contrast to the Trade Federation also, because like they're living like in one with the waterfalls and stuff versus creating these robots. And I do think it's clever to have Palpatine show up in two holograms right in a row here to like show it's him.
Haven't started because the ambassadors aren't there. How could that be true? I have assurances from the Chancellor. His ambassadors did it right.
And that slight like change in his voice to the Palpatine voice that you can hear, that's pretty awesome.
Senator Palpatine, what's happening?
Check the transmission generator.
A communications disruption can mean only one thing: invasion.
Federation would not dare go that far.
The Senate would.
I mean, it can mean a lot of things.
Well, I mean, if you have a blockade, I think it's reasonable. I mean, it could mean that their Wi-Fi went down. Sure, it could mean that.
I know he just is like the total naysayer.
He's the best.
Here they come. I've been telling you guys for months. They're gonna kill us all.
Revoke their trade franchise, and they'd be finished.
We must continue to rely on negotiation.
Negotiation? We've lost all communications. And where are the Chancellor's ambassadors?
This is a dangerous situation, Your Highness. Our security volunteers will be no match against the battle-hardened Federation army.
I will not condone a course of action
Wait.
that will lead us to war.
That's 10 minutes, guys.
Oh, man.
That was good. That's
They
a
only
good
have
stopping point.
volunteer army.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
They're a pacifist nation.
Dude, but it's like a lesson in the naivety of being pacifist.
Yeah, it is. Like when you literally have people coming down,
God.
like war is coming to you, whether or not you do anything in response, it's coming. That was fun, guys. I enjoyed that.
Good.
Same.
Any other thoughts
Good.
before we close it?
I have lots of questions.
Dude, okay, here's what I want to hear from Alex. I want to hear one positive thing about the first 10 minutes of the Phantom Menace. One positive thing.
One positive thing. I like the double shot of Palpatine
It's pretty clever.
in hologram. That's good. I never realized that before.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit to hint. And I do
Hey,
like
if I gotta give a positive, you gotta give a negative, dude.
oh, I've been giving some negatives. I've been going with you for a few things here. But I do think like the little trill in his voice also, where like the communication's coming in and out, and he sounds like the Emperor for like half a second, is really clever. Also, seeing the Jedi in like full form fighting those battle droids is just amazing to see. There's a lot of good stuff I think so far in this. Well, cool guys. Any last minute
We were
thoughts
only
before we
doing
call
the
it?
first 10 minutes tonight?
Yeah, man, copyright. We can only do 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought we were doing like 10 minutes until like
Daniel's
2 in the
ready
morning or
for
something.
3 hours, man. He's ready to
Seriously,
roll.
this whole time I've been expecting, wow, this is going to take a really long time. Now I understand the extended banter. It makes more sense.
Yeah, man. We can only do 10 minutes at a time, but
Okay.
we're doing it.
You would have said so much more if you would have known.
Yeah. Well, I had a whole bit about how, like, hiding the evidence, like, you know, just, like, get rid of whatever's left of them. It's, like, the same thing as, like, leave the gun, take the cannoli from The Godfather. It's just, like, a stupid thing to say, but he's just saying get rid of the evidence, you know?
It's true, man.
No,
Well,
I get that. It's just, they know, like, if
Dude, I didn't
somebody
mean to
sends
take you
something.
back.
No, okay, all right.
well, thanks everyone who was watching. We're going to continue doing these and watch these movies in 10-minute chunks. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet, and tell your friends, comment, give us a like, and join us next time in watching Star Wars.